Hey guys, Joan Shriver here. I'm so glad you're here. Just wanted to show you how to navigate MindTap, which is our Cengage platform where all of our ebooks are located for our course. When you go into MindTap, what you're going to see on the left-hand side are all of the things that we're going to be engaged with this semester. The Technology for Success is the concept portion of the course, where Word, PowerPoint, Excel, and Access are going to be the applications. You see all these folders here, and you see it talks about activities. So when you click on a folder, I'm going to cover Technology for Success first. This is the concept portion of the course. When you click on that folder, you're going to find out that we have 5 modules that we have to read. We go into each one of these modules. It's going to give us some information. It's going to show us a bunch of stuff. It's going to tell us what points it's worth, how many points each assignment's worth. And it's also going to, anything you see with a red dot that says counts towards grade, that's the only thing, those are the only things that are required, and they're gradable events. And you're going to have gradable events in all 5 modules of this course. It's also going to have a due date. The due date in MindTap is not the due date when these assignments are due. Due dates for assignments are based on the Roadmap for Success in MindTap. Assignments are due the week they are assigned. What you see in MindTap is actually the due dates of when these assignments will close and no longer be available to you for grading on MindTap, meaning everything that's not done will roll over to a 0 in the Blackboard gradebook. These will automatically update as you complete them. As much as I would like to say just do the things that count towards your exam or count towards your grades, I would say it's not a bad idea to read these other modules as well. Some of them are activities that are interactive, some are videos, and some are just reading material. In this case, in this particular module, you're going to be reading about hardware. So each one of these 5 modules, hardware, operating systems, software and apps, security and safety, and concept module 10 on networking. All of them have modules that you have to work inside there. There are videos, there are critical thinking activities, there are skill training activities, and then there's an exam that will cover the material, questions, things like that. So each module have different types of activities, but they all have gradable events. So that's the concept portion of the course. The first 3 modules, I think, all close February 28th. Security and safety will close April 4th, and then networking will close on May 4th, which is when all of your stuff is due. The only thing that won't be due will be something completely different that's due in Blackboard. The practical part, where you're going to learn applications, Word, PowerPoint, Excel, and Access, again, you'll click on the folder, you'll see the modules that are available to you, and within these modules, you will see the red dots with count towards grades. Those are the only things that count towards your grades. This up here, the very first thing, especially when you're talking about the application modules, this is reading. This is the lab book. If you were to read this, you could find out a little more about this particular piece of software and the tasks that you're going to learn about in this particular module. Please note again, there are due dates, but these due dates coincide to when the assignments will close off of MindTap, not when they are due in Blackboard. So as you finish these, the grades will post over into Blackboard. Okay. On the 28th, anything that hasn't been completed that has a closing date of the 28th will actually roll to a 0. All of your words will close on the 28th. I have a table in Blackboard that will walk you through the due dates. And then these will all close before you're eligible to take the exam or the midterm over Word. So I'm going to stop now and move on and create another one that will talk about the specific details inside MindTap. Hey guys, okay, let's navigate. Let's go into one of your assignments in the practical applications. We're going to look at Word. Most of these will be the same. We're going to start with the training. When you go, first thing you need to know is to get access to MindTap, you really need to use either Chrome or Firefox. Safari is okay, but they prefer Chrome or Firefox. Most people use Chrome, and that's where we seem to have the best results. So anyway, let's go into this training. First thing you're going to notice when you go into the training, you have 3 attempts for each task. The first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to check your system to make sure that everything is set up correctly. And I can see here that everything is good for me to move forward. And then I'm going to go back and I'm going to start my task. I would strongly encourage you to expand this window to maximize it so that you can see what's going on. I'm going to not maximize mine so that you can see everything that once we're in here. But you're going to see in the upper left hand corner there's a menu here that will show me all of the tasks that I will need to complete to finish this particular training. There are 56 of them. I can find out about Mac help tips if I can do this on a Mac, and some shortcut keys that will work. Top of the screen, you're going to see something that says Observe, Practice, and Apply. In the Observe mode, what will happen is if I click this arrow to get it going, it will play and I will observe the task at hand. So in this case,
Start Word to create new documents or edit and print existing documents.
they're going to walk me through it. When you go into the practice mode, what it's going to do is it's going to read it to you, it's going to tell you what to do, and it's going to have you do the task to complete it. So let me run that just for a second.
Start Word to create new documents or edit and print existing documents. On the Windows taskbar, the Start menu opens. Word opens and displays Backstage View, where you can open a new or existing document.
So if I had done that correctly without double clicking, it would have taken me in here and I would have been able to open a new document. The only thing that's gradable is the apply. So if I click on apply, it's not going to do anything other than ask me to open a Word document, right, to start Word. So if I observed it, I know to go click down on the Windows logo, come up to Word, and it tells me I've completed the task. So apply is the only gradable event. If you get to a task you don't know how to do, because maybe you didn't read through the little book, then I would go over to the observe or practice to see what they're looking for and then go back to the apply and do it. You have 3 attempts for each task. So once you go in here, if you go out and you go back in, you only have 3 attempts per task. Once you're done, you click submit. And I'm going to say, yeah, I'm done. I want to submit it. And typically this will allow me, I can print it to a PDF. I guess you can print it to a PDF or whatever you'd like to do, but you could take a look at what the tasks were that you missed. In this case, I'm not worried about that, so I'm not going to take a look at it. If you know you've done something correctly in the training, but it's not marking it correctly, send me an email. I'll go in and take a look at it, and I can look at the tasks that you missed. I need to know which training it was, which module, and which question you're asking me about, or which task you're asking me about. I can go in, and what I can get on my side, or my end, because I'm the grader, is I can go in and look at a video of the actual movement, keystrokes, mouse movement, whatever it is that you did, and I can get back to you and let you know why we had a problem with that. When you get into doing the projects, they're a little bit different. When you get into the projects, you want to check your system. You're going to have 3 attempts, 3 submissions allowed. So you're going to click on the Start button. I've already been in here. You're going to see that I've got an instruction file, a start file, and support file. So the first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to download all of these. So I'm just going to download the instructions so you can take a look at the and the start file. So here's my instruction. And what it's going to do is it's going to tell me to open my file. Let me get a single view. First thing it's going to do is it's going to ask me to open my file. It's going to tell me the file name, and I'm going to ask you to please only use the files, sorry, that were given to us during the, this is a bad view, hang on, let me get to the read mode. Okay, I'm going to ask you to only use the files, oh, let me bring it up again. To only use the files that are provided for you in this assignment, the start files and the instruction files. Don't go out and try to create any of your files from scratch. I don't know why I'm bringing up the same file twice. Let me just close them all. Okay, here we go. Here's the instruction file. So what's going to happen in the instruction file is it's going to tell you how they want you to save the file. That's the first thing they're going to want to do. So let me get into the edit mode and let me bring this down so it's smaller so I can see it. Okay, it's going to have you open the file and it's going to tell you what to save the file as. So if I had my file open, right, I would do a file save as and I would save it with this name, put a number 2 after it. This .docx or whatever comes after this period, you do not have to type into the name of the file. It's an automatic default for that software. Once you've done this and you've run through all of these steps, so there's 12 steps in this particular one, you can close this document off and then you can go continue and submit your document. You can either click and drag it over to this window or you can go and capture it off of your main screen. Please know where you are saving your files. If you try to click on a file that's not the right file, it's going to give you a red X telling you that's not the correct file name. Once you have a green check mark and you've got the right file, you're going to click submit. It's going to check it for viruses, the file format, and the file size. This is an electronic grader, so it's looking for particular things to make sure that you're using the right file. Then you're going to view the report. You've got 3 submissions. So what you'll do is you'll view the report. It'll break it down by all the 12 steps or however many steps are in that particular document. And then you can go back and anything that you didn't get all the points for, it'll tell you what you missed. So you can go back into your document, you can fix that and resubmit it up to 3 times. So what I would do is I would do it, I would submit it, I would get my report back if I didn't get 100, and it'll tell you at the very top if you didn't get 100, then I would go through and make all of the corrections, save my document again, and then I would try to submit it again. When you go to submit it, you're probably going to have to start over because you've already submitted it once. Okay, you have 3 submissions to get 100, and so that's it. Pretty easy. Thanks, guys.